So, if you remember, okay, you just took a test last week. Those grades are online. Remember, deadline to drop is today. Okay, obviously, I don't want any of you to drop, but if this class is really too hard and it's stressing you out, then I want you to know that opportunity is available. Okay? All right, so Chromebooks, let's put them away for right now, please. When you took your test last week, okay, you covered multiplying, multiplying, adding, and subtracting polynomials. The only thing we did not cover is division. Okay, and so when I say long division, I'm referring to like dividing X stuff with more X stuff. Okay? So before we do that, we're going to practice dividing numbers to make sure that you remember how to do it, because I know y'all have had a calculator for so long. So 7 divided into 9,460. Okay, when you were in 3rd grade, you learned how to do this. Okay, you would ask yourself, how many times does 7 go into 9? One time. You would put a 1 at the top, and then 1 times 7 is 7, and then you would subtract. Okay, 9 take away 7 leaves me with how many? 2. Then you carry down the 4. And then you would repeat, and you would say, how many times can 7 go into 24? 3. 7 times 3 gives me 21. Then you would subtract. 24 take away 21 leaves me with 3. Then I would carry down the 6, repeat the process. Okay, the next question is, how many times can 7 go into 36? More than 4. 5. 7 times 5 is 35, and then you subtract. 36 take away 35 is 1. Carry down the 0. Now that's a 10. And then you say, how many times can 7 go into 10? Once. Did you drop into this class? Just pick an open seat for now. You can sit there. Yeah. That's fine. And then the notes are on that table. 7 can go into 10 one time. 1 times 7 is 7, and then remember you subtract. 10 take away 7 leaves me with 3. What is that number called? Special little name. Remainder. Yes. Okay, this number is called the remainder. All right, so let's talk about when you were in 3rd grade, your teacher probably said that 7 will go into the 9,460 number this many times with a remainder of 3. Now, the correct or PreCal way to write that would be that your answer is 1,351 times with a remainder of 3 sevenths. Okay, so you would say how many are remaining, but out of what you were dividing by. So if I was trying to get groups of 7, my remainder is 3 out of a group of 7. Okay, so we're going to do this same process, but we're going to do it with polynomials. Okay, the first 2 examples are going to be a little bit slower to work through. Okay, but hopefully by the 3rd and 4th example, you'll have the idea. Okay, take a look at your question down there at the bottom. So it's 2x plus 1 divided into 4x squared plus 8x plus 10. Okay, first thing that you're going to do is you're going to ask yourself, what would I times 2x by to perfectly match a 4x squared? 2 and I would need an x. Then you're going to take that 2x that you picked and you're going to multiply it by both of the guys on the outside. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared, a perfect match. And then 2x times 1, because remember, there was a plus 1 out here. What's 2x times 1? 2x. Okay, the next step is that, remember with numbers, after I multiplied the 1 and the 7, what did I do with it? I minused it, right? So we're going to do the same thing here. So put minuses all the way across on the 4 and the 2. 4 minus 4 in the front is going to do what? 4 minus 4 is going to cancel out. But then 8 minus 2 is going to leave me with how many for the x's? 6x. Carry down the plus 10. Okay, then you're going to repeat the process. Now, the first term has to multiply to an exact perfect match. So if I have a 2x and I really need it to be a 6x, what would I need to multiply by? 3 is correct. Very good. So you're going to put a plus 3 right here. Then you're going to take the 3 and you're going to times it by the 2x and the plus 1. So 3 times 2x is 6x, a perfect match, just like I wanted. But then 3 times 1 is a 3. Then remember, you're subtracting that entire row. So I'm going to minus on the 6x and the 3. 6 minus 6 in the front is going to do what? Cancel out. That should always happen because remember, they're supposed to be a perfect match. So when you subtract them, they cross out. Then I have 10 minus 3, 7, and that is your, starts with an R, remainder. Okay, so for your answer, okay, the way that you're going to write it for your homework is you're going to take whatever you got on top. So it's the 2x plus 3. The 3 came from what I had to times 2x by to match the 6x. Oh. Good? Okay, but we'll do another example and I think it'll become more obvious. At the beginning, it's kind of tricky. Okay, then what's my remainder? Remainder goes on top. 7, and what was I dividing by? 2x plus 1. So this is the remainder over what's called the divisor. Okay, and divisor, if you don't know what that means, it means like what you divided by. Okay, and then this is the answer from the top. Okay, but that would be your answer right there. Okay. All right, first one's kind of tricky. Let's do another one. Okay, I have an x in the front, and I need it to perfectly match an 8x3. What do I need to multiply it by to turn my x into an 8x3? 8x squared, very good. So put an 8x squared on top. When I times the 8x squared with the x, it's an 8x cubed. That has to be a perfect match, and it is. But then I'm also going to times the 8x squared with the minus 2. How many is that? 8x squared times minus 2. Negative 16x squared. Okay, now remember, your next step is to subtract that row from what's above it. And when you subtract, you minus everybody in the row, which means I'm minusing on the 8 and minusing on the minus 16. What's going to happen when I minus a negative 16? Now it's a plus. Then 8 minus 8, what's going to happen there? Okay, and it should always cancel out, which means that now I'm doing 12 plus 16, which is how many? 28. 28x squared. Then carry down the next term was a minus 6x. Okay, then repeat the process. I have a regular x and I have to perfectly match a 28x squared. What do I need to multiply by? 28. 28 with a regular x. We'll do it. That is correct. So 28 times x is a 28x squared, a perfect match, just like I wanted. What about my 28x times the minus 2? Negative 56x. Okay, and obviously, please use a calculator if you want to. That's totally fine. The numbers in the homework aren't always tiny. Okay, from there, I'm minusing that whole row. So I'm going to minus on the 28. And then if I minus on the negative 56, now it's a plus. So a lot of times what I'll say is just think about whatever the signs are on this row, you're just switching them. If it was originally a positive 28, now it's minus. If it was originally a minus 56, now it's a plus. Okay, first two numbers should do what? Cancel. And then if I have a 56x positive, take away 6 of them, how many are going to stay? 50, very good. So we have a 50x minus 20 carries down. And then I have to ask myself, this is an x. I need it to perfectly match a 50x. What do I need to times it by? 50. Just the 50. Then 50 times x is 50x. What about 50 times minus 2? Negative 100, but then remember, I'm going to come through that row and swap all the signs. So my 50x is going to go minus, my 100 is going to go plus. So it'll be a minus on this one, plus on that one. 50 minus 50 is going to cross out. And then if I have 100 take away 20, what's my remainder here? 8. Okay, then when you write your homework, remember, your answer is going to be top, the answer that you got, plus the remainder over what you divided by. So in this case, your answer would be 8x squared plus 28x plus 50 with a remainder of 80 over x minus 2. Good? Okay. Go ahead and turn the page. All right. Let's do let's just do 10. It's fine. Okay, number 10. What do I have in the front right now? I have a 2x. I need it to perfectly match what? A 4x to the 3. So what do I need to times a 2x by to perfectly match a 4x3? Perfect. Then remember, when you multiply the 2x squared, you're doing it with everybody in the front that's weighty. So the 2x squared times 2x goes to a 4x3, a perfect match, just like it's supposed to be. But the 2x squared times minus 2 is a minus 4x squared. And then we're going to change the signs on that whole row, which means that my first 4 is going to swap to a minus. My minus 4 is going to swap to a plus. So it's minus plus. 4 minus 4, what's going to happen? Cancel. And then 10 plus 4, how many is that going to give me? 14x squared. Very good. Carry down the 6x. Okay, now I'm trying to match a 2x perfectly to a 14x squared. What do I need? A times 7 and one more x. So we'll put a 7x. Then I'm going to take my 7x, times it with everybody in the front. So 7x times 2x is a 14x squared. 7x times minus 2 is a minus 14x. But then what happens to all the signs on that row? Got to flip them. So it's now a minus plus. 14 minus 14 is going to cross out. Remember, that has to happen or you didn't pick something right. And then 6 plus 14 for my x's is how many? 20x. Last term, carry down the minus 12. My 2x needs to times to a 20x. What would I times it by? A 10. Very good. 10 times 2x is 20x. 10 times minus 2 is a minus 20. But then I have to switch the signs. So this one's going to go minus, 20 is going to go plus. 20 minus 20 crosses out. And then if we have 20 take away 12, how many would that leave us with? 8. Okay, write your answer for me in the answer blank. Remember, it's this stuff from the top plus remainder over divisor.
Oh, it's like
Will it always not have an x in the remainder? You could have an x in the remainder, it just depends. So it'd be 2x squared plus 7x plus 10 with a remainder of 8 over 2x minus 2. Now, if your remainder comes out to a 0, okay, then you don't have to put this fraction at all. You would never say like with a remainder of 0. You would just leave this off. Okay, which the first several homework questions are going to be like that. Okay. All right, we're going to do one more example. Take a look at number 11. Okay, this is very important. When you're doing long division, all the examples that we've done have been lined up for you, where I want you to notice that here, see how your x3s were right in a line? And then your x2s were in a line, and then your regular x's. Okay, the reason that happened is because you didn't have any powers that just got skipped. So when you look at the next question, what x is missing between x3 and regular x? X squared, x2. So you're going to have to write in a 0x squared. Otherwise, what's going to happen is all your x's aren't going to be lined up, and you're going to have to pretty much start over, unless you can keep track of it. So rewrite 2x plus 4 is dividing into 2x3 with 0x squareds, a 12x, and a 7b. Okay? Just like that. But you have to write in the 0, otherwise stuff won't line up right and it'll mess up your answer. Okay, but then from there, hopefully we kind of get the idea. Let's run through it. 2x times what will match this? How many? X squared. Very good. 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. X squared times 4 is a 4x squared. Then minus all the way across. 2 minus 2 is going to cross out. Same old thing. Okay, but then what happens when I have 0x squared take away 4x squared? It'll just stay a negative 4x squared. That's right. Wait, so now it's a minus 4. Yeah. So x squared times 4 was originally a plus 4, but then we switched it to a minus. Okay. Then from there, carry down the 12x. Okay, 2x times what will perfectly match a 4x squared? What kind of 2x? Got to be negative. Very good. Then negative 2x times 2x is the negative 4x squared. A perfect match. Has to be a perfect match. And then negative 2x times 4 is a negative 8x. But then if these are both negative, in the next step, I'm going to swap those signs. They're both going to end up being what? Positives. So plus, plus. 4 minus 4 will cross out. And then 12 and 8 make how many? 20. 20x plus 70 is going to carry down behind it. Okay, then last one, I need my 2x to be a 20x. What do I need to multiply by? 10. So put a 10 up top. 10 times 2x is 20x, a perfect match. And 10 times 4 is 40. But then on that whole row, don't forget, you're subtracting across that. So it's a minus on the 20, minus on the 40. 20 minus 20 crosses out. What is my remainder going to be? 30. And then go ahead and write your answer in the box or on the line. It would be x squared minus 2x plus 10 with a remainder of 30 over 2x plus. Questions on that? All right, we're not going to do the next 2 questions, but I want you to set up number 13. It has a missing term, so I want you to look at it carefully. We're not going to work all the way through it, but I want you to just set it up. So look for the x that's missing. So it starts as an x4. We're on 13. Then it goes to an x3, x2. What should come next? A regular x. Then you would write in a 0x. So in this spot right here, you would put a 0 in that spot. Okay, then also, probably you know this, but the long thing that you're dividing by is the one that goes in the house. And then what you're dividing by goes on the outside. And then from there, it's kind of the same thing. Okay. And then blah, 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 do your answer. Get the idea? Okay, so go ahead and pull out your Chromebooks, please. Okay, the very back page of your notes is already blank. So if you'll start with that for scratch paper, and then if you need more, I have a bunch. Okay. Yeah.
Can I keep it as next week?
That'd be great. You missed it last week?
Yeah.
That'd be great. Gabby, did you take it? Okay.
When are the retweets?
Corrections will be next week. Okay, real quick before I have you just start working. Okay, listen up. Okay, all of your level 1s and all of your level 2s should have a remainder of 0. Okay, and I picked it that way so that you don't get any remainder so that you can kind of tell if you're doing it right. So level 1 and 2, if you get a remainder, not 0, you messed up. Raise your hand or get somebody next to you to kind of look at your work and try to find the error. Okay? And you do need to type the dash. You will do the lab. Precious.
That was middle school.
We have other guys. Yes.
But I think
very good.
You're gonna go. I have like 2 of each. Because my schedule. I don't even know.
You still work out whatever, I'll be on labor.
At the lake house. But you don't get.
Oh,
I got the outside.
All right. What? Okay, Alex, you need to go. Hey, it's time. What are your great things they talk to the lady?
Go down or my
It does, but you have to kind of push it in and then pull it down. The other one works.
This one works.
They both work. But you have to connect it.
Because I know for not for a month now instead of it all.
Oh.
I'll take a call today or something.
You have to push it. They didn't come that way, but just over time. They sit on the top of the backward forms. Like search you would have this side what was your question? You should not have to add in any terms to learn. No. She just puts all that. I'll never be here today.
That's friends, don't ask.
He's like, or yeah. Are you meaning your correction? Just email me either that or you can honestly do it now and just tell me to set off. What?
So remember when I said that? I still like, I want to have, yeah, and she's like,
Yes, yes.
and then they're like,
You guys said rose flavor though, it's all.
yeah. It's like always something. That's like someone. That was so nice. Okay. Like
You said,
Alright. I'm like, sorry about that. Why? Yeah. I was like, sorry.
I said,
Sorry for like wasting your time.
he was like,
He's like, take your back question.
like, you would probably mad at you. I was like,
First, like, bro,
very nice.
you're a freaking asshole.
Two-face, stop it. Two-face, gosh. It was a shame. You don't get that.
You're not talking about data.
And we can't have three words. Like.
Oh, bro, she must start making all that information.
But.
Oh, you're good, bro. Except when they like, you don't be here.
You're gonna switch it to a month.
You got black to 10.
So now you're 26, takeaway 10.
You like that whitewash girl, do that also.
Did I kind of make sense?
So they never.
Whitewash girl.
Yes.
Whitewash.
So if you did 2 minus 2, is all your first ones?
But you're all good at to go to Concord. And what? I used to say that.
Oh, what do you mix with?
So then.
Oh, not mixed with white.
Yes, I would. I never met myself. Oh.
Yes.
If I have what?
I told you I was gonna prove out.
Yeah. I think I deleted it, but they sent it like yesterday. Do you want me to email it to you?
Yes, please. You're not gonna make it there,
Yes.
I was trying to help you.
29 minus 1 equals 28. That's like a minus 1 x. Oh wait, hold on. Where is this? So then now x times one is a one x,
Okay, wait.
and now we can minus six. Does that make sense? And I don't think carry down to seven.
Wait, I think it's so true.
Because one three is nine, one six, making it two.
Are you gonna
Right,
write?
you already.
Two letters are all right.
Well,
Oh, so
it's in the top.
I
You know
think
what I mean?
it's so fun.
I think right.
Gabby, is this what you're looking for? The form to get on the announcements?
No, I mean like, for club.
Like
Oh,
to
yeah.
join a club?
Yeah. I don't, they like said something.
Oh.
They didn't announce it.
I did not listen to the announcements, so very sadly, I actually don't think I know what you're talking about. That is like if your club needed to have an announcement ran through people. That's not what you need. Yeah.
Oh, everyone.
Got it?
Are you doing her work for her?
Baby help. I love to help. It's no problem. Right? Do you really need help or no?
Actually, I do.
Okay, so you did three, that's right. 3 times 2 is 6, but then remember you gotta switch it to a minus. So 3 times 2 is positive 6, but you write a minus, and then 13 minus 6. Mhm. So then now it'd be a 7. And then what would you times x by to get a 7x? Seven. So 7x up top, then multiply by what? They're still all remainder zeros. It's not till the level 3s that you'll have non-zero.
Would it be this?
Uh-huh. And then now do the 2x squared times the 3.
Okay.
Is the 3's waiting in front too, so that'd be a 6, yep, and now minus. So 8 minus 6 would bring down how, you know the 4's are gonna cross sides.
Yes, okay.
So that's 8, take away 6.
No, I keep it on.
So we have 2x. And then carry on.
No others.
Yes, Sam.
I don't know how to say
I said no, I think nothing. That's actually.
You did 3 times.
You're doing great, right?
Jasper.
Yes. What would you times 3x by to get it 3x squared? You just need a little plus x on top of it. You already have the 3x, you just need it to go to a 3x squared.
I should have.
You're not slow, you're fine.
Wait.
You just learned a new thing.
I'm pretty sure we saw it.
Which one are you doing? This is a sign. Where does signs go? Have your notes?
Yeah, bro. I'm
Remember, a sign.
Yeah, nothing to.
So sine 3x is sine, is this category versus what is it on bottom? 5x, that's a power. So which one's bigger?
What the hell?
So then do x squared times 4, or wait, is that a 4? Yeah. So what's x squared times 4?
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a 4x squared, and then you're gonna minus. Uh-huh, so the 3's cross out, 7 minus 4 is. Okay, now actually I'm realizing you have one little mistake, but don't erase anything yet. if I want a 3x squared, and I already have the 3x, I don't need x squared, I just need x. So take that little squared off, because then the x times the x will give me the squared that I need. And now that's gonna change your 4x squared to just 4x, so that it's the same type as 7x above it that you can minus out. So now carry down your 4. Hang on 1 sec, and then what would 3x to times by to stay at 3x? Listen, I'm already out of it. I'm not even doing anything, okay? Yep, put a plus on it. Okay, yes? Great, so now what do you need to times 2x by to bump it up to a 2x squared? You're always doing what's in the first one. You sure? Alright. Which one? It's the reverse. Oh, this is probably mine. You want your mine?
That must always love it.
Mine is. And then now, your minus 5 times your minus 1 will be a plus 5, but then you're switching your minus 5. Okay, that's what I thought you are. So, like, yeah. But like you did. 3 times 2, 14. Oh, you did the same thing. If you want, yeah, 3, so yes, 6. Yeah, you need a whole, yeah, and then kind of trickle down that chain. That's okay, you're just doing it with the 3. Yes, because then you say, well, if I times x minus 5, yeah, yes, so you must make a mistake because these aren't the minus. Oh, here it is. Okay, when you do the 2x squared times the x, you do 2x. That makes sense, and then it's gonna kind of trickle down, so I erase everything below that, so you can kind of start somewhere. Yes. Okay, I see. Okay, right here. This is a 2x, and you want it to be a 2x squared. You need to just leave the x, and then the x times the x give us the square. Does that make sense? So on the top, erase that 2 right there. So now x times 2x squared is a 2x squared, perfect match. What about x times 3? So make that a 3x, and then you switch it to a minus. So now it's 13 minus 3. So that would now be a what? 10x? You can keep 15, right? So you have 10x plus 15, and now what would 2x need to times by to match a 10x? Erase that 3x up there. 5. And you already have the x, so you don't need the x up there, because the 2 has its own x, so erase that x. What happened? So now it's 5 times 2x. Perfect match on the 10x, and then 5 times 3 is a 15, and then now when you minus, you're gonna get the 0. Does that make sense? You would, because when you do, this should be a square, and here's why. Hey, hold on. I think you wrote it down wrong. It was a 6 times 3. Yes, sir. So you kind of did it right for how you wrote it down.
I don't like.
Gentlemen, how are you over here?
I don't like it. I'm my side. It's like, it's fine. I paid to go for the. I'm just like, I go my period.
Yes, that's.
Taking a little too long. You're in a key class, no? But you're good. That's okay. I give you a little bit longer, we have another hour.
So I did that, probably you're still. I was gonna say.
Enjoy your young space.
Yeah.
Your slide.
Which one are you taking, SAT? Or ACT? I have a practice test if you want it. You want it? And then it has the key at the back, so you can kind of check this. But here's something.
I can take it, that's what you.
Yeah, it's from online.
Well, no, is it just a math portion?
I think I only printed that, yeah.
Okay, good, I'm not trying to say. Us all in there.
I have to think about where it is.
You know, it was such a sin for being out like. It's not, it's not.
Oh, dang, you know what? Wait, which one did you say you're taking, Amari? SAT? I don't have that. I have SAT and TSI. Sorry.
You want to correct me off?
I suppose I could. Yeah, these are all TSI.
Yeah, so.
It's all.
Y'all, we're gonna cover synthetic division in a couple minutes. Synthetic division.
No.
So some of yours will be able to do. It's. Oh, you're doing them the long way? That's okay, you'll be really good. You'll be really good at it, yes. Doesn't matter, they're gonna be the same unless you have a weird. Yeah, yes. Oh, You say you're gonna give up? I heard you. You want me to help you find your receipt? I thought we did that one together. Yeah. Oh, but you just have, you wanna give up after doing it. You already finished. Okay, but listen, you're doing great.
Yeah, because I'll definitely, when y'all all get together, y'all.
Square roots, absolute value, and exponential. Not much. Can you wait till we finish the numbers in a couple minutes and then we'll let you go?
All y'all, everybody.
Oh, let me know if you need help. I love to help. Here I am.
I'm good, I just got the grade.
Oh, look at those checks. Good job.
I mean, why?
Yeah.
It's never wrong. I was like, which one? Oh, I can't. It's right. I'm smart. I'm smart. What level two?
Oh, it's right here. When you combine speeds, what is -29?
Yeah, I remember.
Negative. So put a negative right there. And now, to get your 2x match a negative 2, and that one was a 4. Alright, so then can you kind of fix it from there? You want to use my marker so you can just write over it? Are you good? Okay.
Oh, wait, this is.
No, I think we have. Why are you change your schedule?
Yeah, I'm trying to get 7th period off, and that's my extent.
The only periods that have calculus again are first and fourth.
First and fourth.
Yeah, and fourth is honestly pretty full. I don't know that it's too full that they'd let you join, because I think maybe a kid or two might dropped, but,
What about,
and then first would be fun. I don't know if you have first. Fourth, we say.
Okay, that's where it was. That's where
Thirty times 5. I think you did 3 plus 5. That's what Yes. You did it. What is 2x plus
We're not square.
That be 10? All right, y'all finish up the one that you're working on. Yeah. Yes, is that Eleni? Sure. All right. Gabe, your reset. Gabriel. And then Eleni. All right, Eleni, your reset as well. Uh-huh. All right. Okay, so the reason that I don't want to oh, I've been recording this whole time. Dang it. The reason that I don't want to let you work the whole class on long division is that there is a shortcut for it. So I wanted to let you struggle a little bit because you can't always use the shortcut. So here's when you can't use the shortcut. Okay, so we're going back to notes. So Chromebooks, let's slide those to at least 45 degrees so they're not a distraction. Okay, if what you're dividing by has a number on the x. So look right here. I was dividing by a 3x, no shortcut. Okay, I was dividing by a 2x, no shortcut. Okay, but if it's just a regular x, that's when you can do what's called synthetic division, and it's a shortcut. So let me show you how to do it. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take what you're dividing by, and you're going to put it in a box with the opposite sign. So if I'm dividing by x minus 3, I'm going to put a plus 3 in the box. But it has to be the opposite of what was in the box. Okay, then you're going to list only the coefficients for what you're dividing in the house, okay, in the square root sign. So coefficients, this is a 1x3. Next term is a minus 5x2. Next term is a minus 2x. And then a plus 24. Okay, now notice I'm not including all the x's because I already know that they're going to go in order. Because if they didn't go in order, I would have already fixed that. Okay, then here's the process. You're going to take the first number, drop it straight down. So if it's a 1, drop a 1 down. Then you're going to multiply it by the box. What's 1 times 3? 3. And then you're gonna add it with that number. So if it's a -5, what's -5 plus 3? -2. Then you're gonna times that new number with what's in the box. The box number is a 3, so what's -2 times 3? -6. Then you're gonna add the -2 and the -6. You're welcome to use a calculator for this if you need to. What's that? -8. -8 times 3 gives me -24. And then 24 and -24 add back up to 0 is your remainder. Okay, now you might be thinking, well, what the heck is this? That's not really an answer. Okay, yes, it is. You just have to put the x's back. If you started at an x3, your answer will start at an x2 because you divided one of the x's out. So your answer would be a 1x2 minus 2x minus 8. Now, if you had a remainder, you would still write it the same way. Okay, but I'm not going to box the remainder since it did come out to 0. Then you know you don't have to put it.
Wait, so you're just timing all of them?
The first number comes straight down. All the other ones will times with the box. All right, we're going to do 2 more of those. In the box?
Yeah.
Yes. And the reason that you change the sign in the box is that then you don't have to change all the signs over here. They're just automatically switched for you. All right, so let's do number 2. What am I dividing by x with what number? So it is with a +2, so I'm going to write a -2, correct? So -2 in the box. Then we're only listing coefficients. So my x3 is a 1x3, put a 1. Then a 4x2. Then a 6x, and then a minus. What do I do with the first number? Bring it down. Then I times it by the box. What's 1 times -2? -2. Then I'm going to combine that with the +4. 4 added with the -2 leaves me with 2. Multiply with the box. 2 times -2 is a -4. 6 minus 4 is 2 times -2 is. And then will those 4s cross out?
Yeah.
Not if they're both negative. So you borrow $4, then you borrow 4 more. Now you owe me 8. Last number is always your remainder. My original power was an x3. So my answer will start at an x2. So my answer would be a 1x2 plus a 2x plus 2 with a remainder of -8 over x plus 2. All right. Last one we're going to do is number 4. When you set it up, I want you to look for the missing x. Okay, level 3 is going to be where you might have a missing x that you have to kind of watch out. So on number 4, is one of them missing?
Yeah.
Which one? X cubed or x3, very good. So there should be an x3. So when I write my coefficients, I'm going to have to leave a 0 in that spot so this stuff doesn't get messed up. Okay, I'm dividing by an x plus 3. What do I put in the box? -3. Then we're going to have a 1x4, 0x3s, -2x2, plus 3, -3. First number does what? Straight down. Then I times it with the box. 1 times -3 is -3. 0 and -3 add up to still a -3. -3 times -3 is what kind of 9? Positive. And then 9 take away 2 leaves me with 7. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21. Negative 21 and 3 make negative 18. Use your calculator for this one. Negative 18 times negative 3. Positive 54. And then 54 take away 3 is 51. Very good. Okay, now my original x, how big was it? X to the what? 4. Then my answer has to start as an x3. So it'd be a 1x3, 3x2, 7x minus 18, with a remainder of 51 over x plus 3. Okay, but most important thing is, now that you know the shortcut, you have to know when you can use it. You can only use it when what you're dividing by, the x doesn't have a number on it. So if it's a 2x, no shortcut. 3x, no shortcut. Regular x, you can do it. Good? All right. You have the rest of class, which is about 30 minutes to get finished. 30 minutes.